Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for waiting. And yeah, this is Aman Raffi here. So I'm the president of UYG Guild. Yeah. And yeah, today we're going to talk about, the information security and privacy. So how is it key and important to our organization? Go first through this. Yeah, what we need to understand is that why we have to keep our information safe. Yeah, why is it important? Yeah, what are the risks involved behind this? Yeah, so we keep information safe. Yeah, we play by the rules. Yeah, and we're going to discuss exactly what information that it is, and what constitutes under that definition, and then why we need to keep our information to be part of being a trusted organization where members, and leaders and people and customers alike and other businesses can see and suggest that yes, we follow, all data protection policies which are there in place. Now, we split information in two types. One is personal information and company information. Now, what personal information is like people who've shared their information with a particular individual or a company. They could be as members, leaders, youth, students, employees, including you as well, and including us. Even my information is a personal information which is held by that particular company or so. And then company information is all about the company itself and the other organizations that it works with. So anything that isn't about individuals, that would constitute under as company information. So that could be from financial information, property, assets, whatever strategic or business proposals that they have, all constitute under company information. Now, everyone at United Youth Guild, they have this responsibility for looking after information that they receive and to not just collect it, but to handle and manage it well. Yeah, so that none of this information is leaked or is used to any person's advantage. Yeah, and from confidential information point of view, our business partners to record, any HR proceedings that we have, or any human resources that we have. We understand its value and we protect it. Yeah, so there are, many different codes out there when it comes to company codes and data protection and information and privacy security codes, which by country and by region, it varies. For example, like if you're in the Asia Pacific region, or if you're in the European Union region, or if you're in the Americas, or in Africa or Asia, that would all vary based on the country or the region that they're at when handling and processing that information or even managing and handling it. Yeah. So this approach in line with our company code. Yeah. And we play by the rules and privacy laws that require information to be handled fairly and lawfully and securely. Now, classifying information types. So there's these types from public information types and business use only. Now, what public constitutes this information which can be available to anyone? So um, so mind you, so whatever things that we need to disclose publicly, those are by legal right that we need to and we have to. And we routinely check that this information is updated to the public. So there's no gaps and there's no challenges, difficulties on the public point of view. So these include examples like our address, the company privacy notice, any marketing communications that we have. These are all public information. Even if we have publicized any publications, including this presentation that I'm presenting to you guys as well, this is all public information and we handle it accordingly. Now, what business use only means is the information that can be shared within uh, United Youth Guild organization or with any of our external or internal business partners to fulfill those business needs that we have. It possess minimal risk or literally no risk for the business or the people who are or who have disclosed this information to our business. Now, these examples include internal phone lists, any policies that we might have, internal publications, and any non-commercially sensitive information such as our project plans. So what kind of projects are we working on? Now, classifying information in more depth, we have confidentiality and we have high confidentiality. So with confidential and high confidential. Now, information confidential, what would you name it? So the other word for confidential, we can say is that something which can't be disclosed. Yeah. And if it is disclosed, it could pose a serious threat or risk. Yeah. Now, information which may be shared on a need-to-need basis or not disclosed to any unauthorized individuals or even companies, yeah, or any entities for that matter. So that would be under confidential information. Now, examples could be like financial information, including like our P&L, our account statements, our cash flows. Yeah, these are different from what are required from a public print point of view. So, within even confidential information like financial information, there are, things like which you need to disclose to the tax revenue department, yeah, like the HMRC or other departments out there who are we working with. So we don't have to confuse that financial information with the tax disclosures that we have. Now, any sensitive business information, any membership records, yeah, so these are all confidential informations that we have. Now, what is high confidential? Highly confidential. Now, information which was not be disclosed to any group or any individual whatsoever, because it poses a serious, security risk. And these could be from, things like security systems that we have internally built, including mergers and acquisitions, and any papers that we have in terms of defining our strategy, where we want to be, where we want to look at. Now, what does privacy matter? So far, everyone is good. You're all, in line with what information is. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
amazing, amazing. So privacy is all
Yeah.
about. Sorry.
Yeah. I said okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Privacy is all about personal information. Now, privacy laws set out principles for processing this information and providing individuals with specific rights over how this information is collected and stored. So these are all under what privacy rollout is. Now we have commitment to privacy of our people, our customers. Yeah, this means we agree to handle this information fairly and lawfully and securely. Now, if we fail to protect this personal information, now what's the consequence of it? These individuals are exposed to risk to leaving us. Yeah, there's inappropriate access to their information, which could turn into serious harm. Even the loss of trust of UYG and other significant reputational damage could happen. Even we could face fines, legal action against us, and any other enforcement actions can happen. Now, in a world where technology is rapidly evolving, there are ways that we can process our information both online and offline, and it's crucial and critical that we maintain this information safe at all costs. So we have, many layers of security in place, whether we're having to process any information online, because with online it's easily hackable. With offline, it's very hard to, damage privacy because you need to be physically there to actually acquire those documents in office. So yes, there is a big pose of threat when it comes to online because many accounts, many firms have been hacked in the past, and this is why we need to have like a proper anti-hack policy in place as well. And our customers expect this out of us, and we have to have this framework in place. Now, understanding terms. People often confuse the terms of privacy and information security. Now, I'm actually here to, differentiate between that. I know they do sound similar, but they're not. So the way it works is that privacy regulations put rules in place to make sure that personal information is handled fairly, lawfully, and securely. I think we've covered this subject before. So any regulations or rules in place for personal information to be handled fairly, lawfully, and securely. So that would constitute under privacy. Well, information security puts measures in place to protect all this information types. So whatever measures that we have in place to protect this information, that is exactly what information security is. Now, having good security doesn't automatically mean you comply with privacy laws, although this might sound important part of the compliance. But having a safe environment for processing this information, a good privacy process, a good information security element, that is what's important. Now, with European and UK law provides individuals with specific rights in relation to their personal information. Individuals can exercise those rights by making a request to us as United Youth Guild that either you want us to keep your specific information or not. You can obviously write to us, or if you have any questions about how we deal with our privacy and information security, we're more than happy to drop us a quick email, and yeah, we can definitely respond to all your queries. Now, if you receive any of the following requests, then contact the data protection team as soon as possible, where you have been given any information, or if there's any information which is either leaked, or if you accidentally even, for example, passed on or shared another member's phone number, or anything about the activities that they're doing. It is very crucial, very important for all members here, and it is your duty to share that information with us and contact the data protection team, including myself, to uh, uh, to make us aware that what's going on, what's happening, so we can actually take adequate measures so that information security is not breached. Yeah, you can do this either by in writing or even giving us a phone call or even in person. Yeah. So this is pretty much, I've covered all the privacy and information system matters quickly. If you guys have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. And in this session, what I'm also going to do is maybe ask a few questions. Maybe one of you volunteers could come up and suggest what that you have done to make sure that we are compliant with privacy and information security. Yeah. So any questions for me first?
Just let you know, and everyone should check in the chat box. We'll start the second session after this meeting. So then we'll discuss about our project and everything. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
let's carry on. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Carry
fine.
on. Yeah.
So is there a separate link for that on the group which has
Yeah.
already been shared? Okay,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. So yeah, maybe I can, yeah, once we log off from this meeting, then if, it'd be kind enough for you, everyone to join the second link on the second part of the meeting to this, so we can actually discuss more around this. So um, maybe the other first thing I can ask, you know, just to pick out members here, you know, what would you suggest? What would you think would be um, the right approach if some a member or any company, they've shared their information with you or an invoice, or if they've shared any document, what do you think is your responsibility in that? Would anyone want to volunteer answering that question, or should I repeat my question?
I'm doing good. So what about you? Thank you for your presentation.
Yeah,
If my understanding is right, you gave a presentation on how the information here for UIG could be shared, right?
yeah, how is it
Yeah, how
fairly and legally
fairly and
processed and
yeah,
managed
how
and handled,
could
and we
legally and
keep security in place? Yes,
yeah, the information has to be shared with everyone in the world, if I can express myself in that way, right?
that's right. Yeah.
Okay. I have a question about that, and before answering your question, so what if, like, and intentionally myself, I'm sharing information with anybody, okay, like sensitive information, what could be the consequences for me? I'm talking about myself. What could be the consequences for me if intentionally, while manipulating something, and I'm sharing the information with anyone, anywhere? Like, what could be legally my the legal consequences toward myself if I'm sharing information to anyone?
Yes, that's a really good question. So we can actually discuss this in our, in the second part of the call, because I think this call meeting is about to end. So if I can request everyone
Okay.
to join the other call, then I'll be happy to answer this there. Rahman, we're good. We can join the other call now. Yeah.
Okay, all right.